Well, greetings, Gary.
Hi there, Blair.
Welcome to the Phat Games Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Blair, and I'm joined by the other host, the Gary. We are indie game developers making a classic JRPG called Kids of Karendow. We are trying to find our way in the world and how to make our game successful. So we are back for another podcast. Are we crazy, Gary?
Yeah, we're going to talk about more porn this time.
No, I think if we do that too often, people are going to start thinking we're perverts.
Dude, we are perverts.
Something we can aspire to with age.
Too late. Okay, well, what are we going to talk about this week then?
I don't know. I ran out of ideas.
Already? It's just episode 2, man.
Yeah, ideas are a lot of work.
Aren't making games a lot of work?
Yeah, making games is a lot of work too.
You know what would be easier?
Winning the lottery and walking around naked on a tropical island?
Sounds like a good idea, actually. Well, that would be easier, but maybe we just kind of look at like other people's indie RPGs and figure out what they're doing. Maybe we can, get an idea about, how we can make Kids of Karendow successful. Just kind of by looking at what they do.
Yeah, that's actually a really great idea. We probably shouldn't be too harsh to some of these developers, though, because there's surprisingly a greater than 0 chance we'll meet them in real life.
I don't think we were going to be that harsh. Before we get started, if you enjoy our content and want us to make more, please hit that like and subscribe button. And also hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we post something new. Now let's get to it.
We should probably talk about some JRPGs because we kind of want to figure out what made some of these games successful or perhaps not so successful.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I picked out 3, and we'll probably do this again in another episode. I'll do another 3, and maybe we'll get through these so quickly we'll just do all 6 in one episode. We'll see what happens. But the 3 I want to start with, none of these are super new. It's Ara Fell, Cosmic Star Heroine, and Chained Echoes, which actually isn't even out yet. So that one's definitely will be brand new later this year. These are all available on Steam, and Ara Fell and Cosmic Star Heroine are available on the Switch, and Chained Echoes will be available on Steam and the Switch as well when it comes out. So our goal here is to take a look at these games. We'll overlay some footage on anyone who's watching on YouTube, and we're going to talk about them. I have played through Ara Fell and Cosmic Star, and I have not played through Chained Echoes, obviously. However, there is a demo available that I also haven't played. But the footage I've seen of it looks really, really cool.
All right, so I have them queued up here, Blair. So
all right, let's start.
I don't know which one you wanted me to start with.
Let's do Ara Fell first. So I've got the trailer that we will show on YouTube. So if you want to start queuing that up, Gary.
No, I'm watching it right now. Looks really cool.
Yeah, so this is by Stegosoft Games, and they're actually they just released another game called, I think, Rise of the Third Power. And this game is obviously made with RPG Maker, and I've made a promise that I won't be a jerk about that anymore. I played through Ara Fell, and it's incredibly good. Some of the graphics get a little kind of, I don't want to say ugly, but a little, what's the word I'm looking for here? Cluttered. There we go. That's the word. And you can't really tell what's going on. But yeah, other than that, the game is pretty neat. Story is, average. Tries to use some humor in it. The leveling up system is pretty good. You get to basically choose your stats. And what else do I want to say about this? Have you ever played it before, Gary?
I have not. This is the first time I'm seeing it. I'm just watching the trailer right now. It looks pretty cool. I like kind of like some of the little details with like the butterflies flying around, and they have, you know, some weather effects, some kind of fog effects and stuff, which is pretty cool. They got what it looks like, you know, like parallax scrolling, which I find it's they're doing a pretty good job of.
They've got some
the music to
nice...
the trailer looks sounds really cool too. But since you made me mute it, I can't listen to it now. But when I was kind of listening to it before, it sounded really good.
So I will actually, that's a part that I'm actually complain about. The game's music, when you're actually playing it, the tracks are very short, and when the track ends, it just kind of fades out and then starts again, especially on the overworld, and it kind of just I mean, it's good music, but that kind of, I think one could maybe call it low budget. I'm assuming they didn't have a lot of resources to.
All right. Note to self, Gary, make your songs longer.
Well, your songs have been pretty long, actually. I think this, like, the overworld is maybe a minute. I can't really remember, but it is really short, and it just fades out and starts again, and that kind of takes away from it a bit. But aside from that, and I don't actually think that there's actually any combat music to the game. I'm trying to remember now. It's been a while, but I think it just goes right into combat and keeps playing the music that's playing. So yeah, I think in terms of music, well, it's nice. There isn't a lot.
Overall, you had a really good experience playing this game?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So how did Stegosoft do with this game, though? So in GameStats.com, which has estimates on how some games have done on Steam, it has estimated to made about $320,000. I don't know. Is that a lot for an indie? Maybe. It's got a lot of positive reviews. It's got a score of 10 out of 10, and it's got 12,000 followers. So I don't think that's nothing, or that's not nothing. It originally was priced at $15, but now it's dropped down to $5.99 on sale. So people should get it if they're interested. It was published by Dangan Entertainment, or Dangan Entertainment, however you pronounce that. And as I said, Stegosoft is or has released another game called Rise of the Third Power, which I own but have not played yet. So maybe we'll talk about that one on a future podcast. So in terms of revenue, 320,000 estimated on Steam. That doesn't include Switch. I wonder how much it made on Switch. So Gary, what are your thoughts on that? Would you call that a success?
I have no kind of template to run that up against.
Like, if Kids of Karendow made
how, like, I think things that I would think about is, you know, how many people were on the team, how long did it take for them to make this game?
Well, let's go take a look at that. I've got their website up right here. It looks like there's two. A guy named Joey Peters and a girl named Evelyn Rose Hall. I don't know if they're husband and wife or brother, probably not brother and sister. Well, I guess they could be.
Yeah, let's not speculate.
Yep. And I might be they've got a Discord here. I might already be a member of it, though. Yeah, I am a member of Stegosoft's Discord. I mean, Ara Fell actually convinced me enough to buy their next game. Their next game, again, Rise of Third Power, looks very much like Ara Fell. Like, it seems to just have the same. They use the same. Well, it's an RPG Maker game, but any customizations they did, it's basically the same engine, like just with new assets and new story. I don't know how it feels.
Kind of back to your question, Blair, in terms of, you know, you asked me if you kind of consider success. Well, I think that really depends on what did the developers kind of want out of this project.
So two people, let's say it took them 3 years to make this. I have no idea how long it actually took them to make it, but let's say it took them 3 years.
Okay, 3 years, and let's say they make like 300K. I would say, hey, that's not bad. Is that like their first project? Were they actually hoping for a large commercial kind of win? There's that to think about too, right? So I would say, like, let's say if they're very young, you know, let's say in their early 20s, and this is their first game. Like, I would say that, yeah,
that would be a pretty good success.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They're actually located in Ohio. Akron, Ohio, according to their press page. They haven't updated it with their new game. Oh wait, so actually on the press page, so Denjin Entertainment's actually publishing in Japanese localization. I guess they released this in Japan as well, so that's going to help with well, the sales. And there was a third person who worked on it named Melissa Sanders, who was just an artist. And Joey looks like he was the coder. Interesting. Maybe we'll have them on the podcast. I mean, they're in Ohio. I'm part of their Discord. I could poke them and tell them, hey, we talked about your old game on the podcast.
You're such a good networker, Blair. I'm pretty sure you can swing it.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk a little bit more about their next game, or we want to talk about Ara Fell more first? I mean, Ara Fell actually has a crafting system in it. I forgot about that. I actually remember enjoying that. It actually has been a while since I played this game. It was one of the games I played in 2020 when I was playing. I played through so many games in 2020, and during the start of the pandemic.
Boredom, I guess.
Not boredom. I just had more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No social life, just all games every night. That was fun.
Yeah, I would imagine. I just ended up watching a lot of TV.
Yeah, let's
and staying at 4 walls.
And sorry, what? Oh, staring at walls.
And staying at 4 walls.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did that during the pandemic. Yeah, instead of talking about Rise of Third Power, let's talk about the next game.